Details of Rajinikanth's political foray, further confirmation of what Times now put out. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Rajini is ready and his political ideology is going to be driven by clean politics. He does not want money-minded MLAs and netas who are ready to sell themselves to the highest bidder. He wants those who believe that Tamil Nadu is ready and India is ready for clean politics, agenda-driven politics, people-driven politics. Let's listen in to what Kasturi told Times Now after her interaction with Rajinikanth.
He wants to be completely prepared in this case because even just a rumor, even just a small whisper that Rajini is entering politics becomes a huge furor. It causes a huge storm in the state, if not outside. So people are already speaking up against him in every way possible. I mean, civilized, crass, everywhere. There's a lot of noise being made against him. So when he enters and he starts talking about his ideology, there's bound to be a lot of reaction. So he is taking his time to iron out every single stance that he will have. That's the impression I got. He doesn't want to show up and then go back to the drawing board. And that's, I think, justifiable. The second thing I noticed about him is that, at least I feel that his reservations about announcing a date seem to stem from his hesitation and his uncertainty about how much of a positive impact he can make on the state of Tamil Nadu, on the people of Tamil Nadu, and in the national scenario, given his desire to play it clean. Because we did talk about this a lot. He says he's not entering politics because he wants to make money. Contrary to it, there's crores and crores depending on him right now, which will be jeopardized if he suddenly jumps into politics. He's got 2 movies on the anvil and he cannot just, take a position and then it may or may not be a good business decision. So he's cautious that way. But more than that, he is very clear that he doesn't want to play the money-based politics that has become the signature of Tamil Nadu today, unfortunately. And that is where he seems to be paying a lot of thought. So he says, I need to clean the system. Or rather, he didn't say that. He's not pretending to be a superhero. He says, the system needs to be cleansed. And I'm not sure how much of that I can impact. So he really has a very, very bona fide intent, a desire to be a different kind of an operator in today's world. And it's hard because historically, the people who wanted to have a Mr. Clean tag, we all know what their track records were in the course of history. So that seems to be the biggest reservation he has. And he has gotten the third point I learned was that he does have a skeleton team now that seems to be working with him, and he's open to contribution from people that he thinks are valuable thinkers. So that's one part. The third question I asked him was, how much will his family be involved in politics? That's a personal question that I was very edgy about, because his son-in-law, his sambandhi is in active politics in a national party right now. He's in the BJP, and his son-in-law, his daughter, his wife, everybody has a public persona. He reassured me that his family would not necessarily be involved in his political activity.
So there you go, Vijay Kristudas, who had that chat with the actor Kasturi with us live at this point. Aman Sinha of the BJP also there. We're taking your calls live and we just want you to understand, say, do you think there are enough people who will come forward and tell Mr. Rajinikanth, yes, we are ready with you, we will work with you, we also want clean politics and we can work with you and framing up your political ideology, and it's not a matter of if, it's now, it's about when. September and October, the big development that Rajinikanth is actually preparing. He's actually going through the entire, the minutest of the details before he announces his political foray. And multiple hints that are being dropped, multiple people close to him, his critics now coming out, say a big critic comes out and is a convert now who now believes that Rajinikanth has the intent. So will this convince others who are doubting and who are skeptical about what Rajinikanth wants to do? Vijay Kristudas, before I go across to Aman Sinha, Vijay, the bigger aspect is, look at the other political parties. They are actually taking the cue and trying to outflank Rajinikanth. The interlinking of rivers is something which Rajinikanth spoke about, and we have Stalin picking that issue up. He is going and engaging with the same group of people with whom Rajinikanth has already engaged with. So they are also feeling the political moves of Rajinikanth.
Well, exactly, Anand. You know, all this while we know there is a pertinent issue that concerns Tamil Nadu is farmers' issue, is the interlinking of rivers, is the water issue, how water is being shared in different parts of this, from different states to Tamil Nadu. So that's an issue that's always been a problem for Tamil Nadu, and we saw Rajinikanth meeting these groups. Now political party is trying to, you know, almost replicate what he's doing, or rather copy what he's doing, is something seems to be very opportunist. And
right.
Like you mentioned, Anand, whether people will follow him or not is something we need to wait and watch, because that is the biggest reservation he's having as to, you know, whether he'll be you know, a huge impact, whether he'll have a huge impact on the people, especially considering there have been many doubts from people. All the people want is an assurance, is a vote of confidence from somebody or other. Of course, like even Kasturi, who was talking to us, told us that that's probably the only hesitance that he's having, that probably he's only hesitant about that one particular aspect. He does not want to be the person who comes on to the front and then had to go back to the drawing board.
Yes,
so he just
because
wants to be
he spoke about this, Vijay. He spoke about this in his first address with his fans a month ago, where he said that, I know it's a pool of crocodiles. There are many who will be waiting to grab at me, and I have to be very careful before I set my foot. I'll have to know what I'm getting into very clearly. Aman Sinha, good evening. We also have Mr. Rajishekaran joining us on albeit on short notice. But
good evening, Anand.
Mr. Rajshekaran, we on a lighter note, we keep saying that he is already pitching to be one of the first spokespersons of Rajinikanth's intended political party. And there you go. We get him smiling whenever I say that. Mr. Rajshekaran, good to have you, sir. But Aman Sinha, he's got a skeletal team, but his ideology is going to be focused around clean politics. And do you believe that the BJP will tacitly support Rajinikanth?
Well, Anand, it's entirely Mr. Rajinikanth's decision when and if he would like to, you know, join the politics and the political arena. We welcome anybody who wishes to come and join politics with some positive, constructive ideas. However, since, you know, it's all very speculative, it may not be very proper for me to comment anything more than that. But it is entirely his decision what he wishes to do. If he wishes to join the political arena, and or if he wishes to, you know, stay apolitical, that is entirely his choice. Whatever decision that BJP takes,
there are others in your party who have already got a vendetta against him, who have already said it, he dare not enter politics, otherwise we will go after him. So there are those voices within your own party, sir. How are you going to work that out? We had one of our callers calling in, but that phone line is just dropped. We're taking your calls. Tell us what you think. Do you think this is the right time and he should not delay it any further? The numbers on your screen, 022-2499, 0594, 596 and 598. I want to know what you think. Before I go across to Mr. Rajshekaran, this is what his family had to say just over the weekend. This was Dhanush reacting, and Rajinikanth clearly does not want his family involved, but this is what his family has to say.
Actually, no. I really don't have any idea, but I'm sure whatever he does, he'll do it the right way and at the right time.
That means he's coming into politics.
I said I'm not sure, but whatever he does, whatever means it's not he's coming or not coming, I'm not sure, and I really don't know. But whatever he does, he'll do the right thing at the right time.
Well, this is the most subtle hint, or perhaps the most direct hint that Dhanush could say, that whatever he does. Otherwise, he could have said, no, my father is not interested. He's focusing on his movie and his career. My father-in-law is not getting in. But looks like at this point in time that Mr. Rajinikanth, after Kala, is going to take the political plunge. Mr. Rajshekaran, give us the inside details. He's got a skeleton team. I'm sure you figured out who they are, what they are doing.
Anand, to be very honest and straight to you, maybe your wish is that I should become a spokesperson, but he should also wish. And I really, as a citizen of Tamil Nadu,
I'll tell you the common ground, Mr. Rajshekaran. He wants clean politics. He wants clean politics.
yes.
He does not want MLAs who are ready to sell themselves to the highest bidder. He does not want netas who are stinking with corruption. He wants a fresh look, a fresh outlook. He wants people who want to work for Tamil Nadu. And I'm sure you are one of the few people who has always taken a position against anybody who is corrupt. You even stopped defending. You have stopped defending the AIADMK after our expose on MLAs for sale. So that is a position you have taken. That you have taken a position against corruption. So there is a meeting ground. People like you have to come to the fore. We got two callers. Uma from Chennai with us on the phone. Yes, Uma.
Right. Friends, no, some of the national parties, they forced Mr. Rajinikanth to enter into Tamil Nadu politics. This gimmicks will never work out, sir. He should not succumb to pressure, sir. He can never become successful in Tamil Nadu. If he is forced to act in politics, okay, he is not the right choice and he is sure to fail like his predecessor at the Shivaji Ganesan. Let him think wisely before he enters politics. How can you say that he's going to have a clean politics? Everybody know when they say no, they are like that. Once when they act only we know. No, they should get into the field. You cannot say that he's going to be clean. No. See, he is not the right choice, sir.
You believe he's not
the right choice,
Uma, actor Kasturi was like you. She didn't believe he's the right choice. She met him and she's convinced that he's got an intent and he's got a plan in place. So there are skeptics who need to be convinced. Mr. Rajshekaran, will those people who believe in his idea of clean politics, should he engage with them more actively? Should he engage with people from, common people, people from all walks of life, and share with them his ideology, just he's shared it with another critic of his in actor Kasturi?
Yes. Anand, I totally agree with the caller, Uma, because the fast track record.
Sorry to interrupt you again, Mr. Rajshekaran. I'll come to you. I've got Mr. Babul Supriyo with us on the phone. Babul Supriyo, thank you for talking to us. This is Anand Narasimhan here. What do you think about Rajinikanth's entry into politics? It looks like his mind is made.
Well, I would look at it with a lot of positivity, because he has, apart from being a person, artist who is very close to people's heart. He, I think, has maintained a very strong principle, ground in terms of not doing advertisements, not advertising products that he's not very sure about. And I think he has the credibility to add value to politics. And if everyone else from different fields have got into politics, I don't see why entertainers cannot get in when we have history of,
draw some
NTR
parallels.
and Ram
By your own might and your own right. You were also quite a popular entertainer. You were there as far as the film world and also otherwise a very popular singer and an artist. And when you decided to take the political plunge, did you have skeptics? Did people tell you this is not your cup of tea, you can't succeed? So how did you approach it?
Everyone told me that, including my parents and everyone else, told me that I shouldn't. But I think that sometimes certain signals around you asks you to take a risk. And so while they told me that it is not my cup of tea, I tried to taste coffee. So, sometimes when you take it with a little bit of, a little bit of adventurous mindset, good things can happen. And I think that, well, as an artist, you can be temperamental. You might find it a little hard to be as thick-skinned as a politician is supposed to be, per se. But otherwise, you go back to the same people. The kind of requests change. But to Rajinikanth, people till now were asking for hits, for more exciting, stunts. Today they are going to ask for water, they're going to ask for roads, they're going to ask for education, schools. So the nature of, if you keep it simple, the nature of requests from your audience, that changes. In terms of serving the people, I think for an artist, it's kind of, I'm not trying to dilute the issue, but if you look at it with the amount of positivity, which I'm sure Rajinikanth is looking at it, I think it is not very hard. And Ramachandran ji, NTR, even Jayalalitha ji has proved that in the past.
Babu Supriyo, thank you for talking to us. We'd like to chat with you at length, but we've got a lot of callers calling in, so just giving prominence and priority to our viewers tuning into this edition of Nation Wants to Know. Thank you for your thoughts, because I'm sure people will react to what you have to say. 3 callers with us on the phone. Good evening. Karani first. Yes, Karani, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so basically, on Rajinikanth, I would just like to say that, he's just taking advantage, I would say, of the present political scenario where there is no clear majority, and I think he's timing it right. So, and if you really go back into history, one would see, none of the acts except in South, yes, I would say
Right.
Jayalalitha and definitely few of them in the East, none of them have really been successful in politics. So they are two different, ball games.
Well, there are a lot of names. There are a lot of names from the entertainment world who have prospered and who have done well and even contributed in the political arena. But we leave that aside. That's your point of view. I respect that. Thank you for calling in, Karani. Our next caller, Nalini, with us, and Girish also with us on the phone. Nalini, good evening. Go ahead, please.
Good evening. Rajinikanth is very simple. Actually, in politics, I don't think he'll succeed. Why? Because politics needs a very strong heart. And though he has many plans, rather, those plans cannot be fulfilled alone. He has to have support of other people, maybe from his state, from nation, and everywhere. And it's very, very difficult for Rajinikanth to survive in politics.
Well, Nalini, thanks for calling in. A lot of people are now trying to look at his on-screen persona and what we've known from him as a superstar and trying to say, will that work? Because how many people know Rajini the person? How many people know Rajini the planner, Rajini the thinker, Rajini the political, person who's going to make a foray into the political arena? What he's thinking. People who know him closely think and know that he prepares and he takes his time to take a decision. And once he's taken the decision, he's steadfast. Have to take a very short break here on Nation Wants to Know. We'll take your calls on the other side. Rajini is ready, are you? That remains the question. Many say, yes, we are too. Stay with us.
Tonight, Modi proposes, Trump embraces.
आतंकवाद से लड़ना एक महत्वपूर्ण भाग होगा.
We are both determined to destroy terrorist organizations.
Can Pakistan deny the terror state tag? Watch the debate on the News Hour at 9.
Welcome back. Limited time in this segment as we talk about Rajini's Reddy, and an actor who's also who's been a skeptic, a critic, a very vocal one of Rajinikanth's foray into politics, now stands converted in terms of a believer that he really has an intent and he's got a plan. Girish from Bengaluru with us on the phone before I go across to Aman Sinha and Mr. Rajinikanth. Yes, Girish.
Yeah, I'm calling from Bangalore. I feel it was the second innings basically. A good chance for Rajini to come in. But anyway, it's the best time to just jump in because we have Rajini fans and have been known him for so many years. I'm sure it's part of his personality, being humble and his humility level being high. I'm sure he'll do a great job in politics. And especially the Tamil Nadu scenario going so bad, we really need someone like Rajini to kind of salvage the scenario. That's what I strongly feel.
You're making a few good points there, Girish, and I'm inclined to agree with you there that this was perhaps the right time, and he's got the humility and he's got also the approach right as far as preparedness and getting it right is concerned. Arul with us from Coimbatore. Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Actually, I must say that I'm really happy to hear such news. As a common man, I don't look at him as an actor entering into politics or any other way. I can only look at him as a change that has come into Tamil Nadu politics, because if you could look at the past, my grandfather, my father and myself have voted for only two different political parties. So two different political parties dominating the entire three generations. That was different. We are definitely and desperately in need of change.
Right.
And I think he's someone who can stabilize the destabilized Tamil Nadu political scenario. So this is my view about it. So I'm happy about it.
Well, Arun, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for calling in. We're over time in this part because the back half of Nation wants to know. We continue to stay on politics, but we move away from Tamil Nadu and Rajini and talk about the huge diplomatic surgical strike that Narendra Modi has been able to execute over Pakistan, with India getting Syed Salahuddin named a global terrorist by the United States. We talk about that along with Aman Sinha, who stays on with us here on Nation Wants to Know, and we take your calls and get a live report from Megha Prasad, our senior news editor from Washington, after a very, very short break. And we also tell you how you can immerse yourself here on Times Now. Stay with us.
को सुरक्षित पनाहगाहों को समाप्त करना हमारी सहभागिता का एक महत्वपूर्ण भाग होगा.
We will destroy radical Islamic terrorism.
From the White House, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with Donald Trump on his side, carries out a massive diplomatic strike against Pakistan. Salahuddin is a designated global terrorist now. But in its own world of denial, isolated Pakistan vows to continue backing terrorism, resorts to Kashmir rhetoric to back killings by Salahuddin and his group, the Hizbul Mujahideen. Pakistan looks at power avenues to encourage and export terrorism. Beg your pardon, at newer avenues to encourage and export terrorism. Activates Al-Qaeda to target Hindu groups and promote Islamic intifada against India.
Mr. Rajinikanth felt that I think is completely justifiable. He said, I've already dithered so long. If not now, when?
As anticipation peaks, another voice confirms Neta Rajini's plans. Actor Kasturi says Rajini is preparing for his political foray. Times now accesses first pictures of suspects who lynched a youth on a moving train in Vallabhgarh. Will the state wake up now? 6 days after the horrific lynching, Haryana police still clueless. Junaid's family accuses cops of dragging their feet as only one arrest made in the case so far. A day after being booked for inciting riots in prison, Indrani Mukherjee moves court, files plea claiming she was thrashed and severely assaulted in jail.
Incidents calls for a strong legal action.
Racism shocker in the heart of Delhi. Woman wearing traditional Khasi dress thrown out of an elite Delhi club. Despite outrage, the club refuses to apologize. Rape accused Gayatri Prajapati gets a visitor in jail. Mulayam Singh Yadav visits his party leader who faces serious gang rape charges. And Ravi Shastri confirms to Times Now that he will apply for Team India coach's position, but will he just be a cheerleader for Virat Kohli or the taskmaster the team really needs? The back half of Nation wants to know this Tuesday evening edition. We will focus on the surgical strike, the diplomatic surgical strike that's been executed by India and the United States, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi getting Donald Trump's administration to declare Syed Salahuddin a global terrorist. But now, first, quickly, what I want to do is tell our viewers something very, very new here on Times Now, an experience that is unique. The immersive experience. You can immerse yourself in our coverage, get access to the Times Now newsroom, a 360-degree coverage. What happens is we have this equipment here, which is cameras all across the Times Now newsroom, which allows you to go immersive. All you need to do is come in and log on, get onto the YouTube.com and log into the Times Now Immersive Live streaming. Just search on the search string Times Now Immersive Live when you get onto YouTube, and this is where it will get you. What it allows you to see, this is about a 30-second delay, is this entire part of the Times Now newsroom. So as you're watching the news, you can also see what we're doing here, the hustle, bustle as the calls come in, the flurry of activity that is continuously happening here in the Times Now newsroom. Twice in a day you can do this.